Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video. So in this video, I want to talk about everything throughout the channel and what my main points are that I was trying to convey, hopefully in a more simplistic way. I have so many other videos for scripture based, so I just thought it would be fair for the viewers to finally get just a simple summary of my depiction of the end times layout. And I believe that it's my responsibility to put what I learned from God and the Holy Spirit as far as the scriptures I have promoted on this channel. I feel that it's my responsibility to put everything on the table. But as far as, people agreeing with it or considering it or not considering it, that is out of my control. I understand that my views are dramatically different from a lot of other people, so there's no way you can fit me into any group because I have debated with them all throughout. There's not a title on my channel that I haven't debated about, and no video on my channel is no response to any debates. But every topic on my channel that I talked about, I have tested it through debates and everything like that. So I dealt with Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, Hebrew Israelites that stand out on the street, Mormons. I had face-to-face encounters with Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. My dad was a Jehovah's Witness, so I have just dealt with so many different religions as far as different gospels, the prosperity gospel, these motivational pastors, and all that. So I'm completely aware of all the different type of teachers that is surrounded this church in the end times. So I don't really have a set teacher that I could just promote to you because I don't really follow no one. If someone agrees with what I agree with, I'll take a liking to that person as far as, as just getting different perspectives. But as me following them, I cannot call anyone my teacher in this time of day. So really how I came to this is because throughout all the denominations I have been through, I have yet to hear anything about Jesus' second coming. And when I did, it will only be because of the pre-trib rapture doctrine. So as I dive deeper, I got caught up in a community of them knowing this level of prophecy. But it was different for me because everyone around me physically, they don't talk about the end times as much, or they don't know the prophecy of things. Like they don't even know how to read the book of Revelation and things like that. So I'm aware of very popular teachers and things that surrounds YouTube. I mean, of course I would be, right? But I will be quite frankly with you. I haven't found not one teacher that I feel that is just 100% in what they're conveying. And then you're probably like, oh, well, no one can be 100%, but if you stay in your lane, you can be 100%. I do see YouTubers, drop any type of topic, and because they think of themselves as a broad evangelist that you can study any topic right then and there and come out with a video in like 3 days, when it's not like that. It is not like that at all. I could dive into something if you have a question, but I will probably come back to you to have a discussion in like 2 weeks but I won't get the complete know-it-all, of this particular subject in the Bible until like 2 months, 3 months, and that's just one topic. And I believe that a lot of people is caught up on other people admiration towards them, also their background as far as textbook and academic work regarding biblical education. And I do believe that they are stuck in traditional teachings that they have not able to adapt to the modern times, and understand that concerning the end times, many things have been unsealed that was sealed before. Like Daniel 12, 4-5. And I believe that many pastors is stuck in their ways, but they get away with a lot of it because, like Paul said in First Timothy, they're very charismatic. They know how to sell. They talk very smoothly and all of these things. And I do believe that we are really in a time of very seductive pastors and leaders, and all around the board, we are in very scary times. So I do accept church invitations, anything like that, but I am not part of a church home. Obviously, I would say yes to my mom, can't say no to her. If she ever asks me to go to church, and I will. So I still be active, non-consistent going to church, but I at least see a building every now and then. But I just really, my whole channel was to motivate everyone that you can, if you put your mind to it and you stay close to God, no matter what you're going through, you can see a very imprint that you can leave in this world of Jesus. And no matter what, do not believe that you are not special to Jesus individually. And I believe because of a lot of doctrines, people forget about the personal relationship and the power of the Holy Spirit. And it's unfortunate. And with all this being said, it's just that I feel a lot of people are ignorant about Scripture. Even people who call themselves ministers and self-claim apostles, and I'm aware of them all, and I can decipher of them all. You can say a lot about these pastors, but if they get the main thing wrong but get everything else right, that don't mean nothing to me. So when I tell you I know I'm not gonna say I know every, but I know a lot of styles of different current trending famous YouTube pastors and apostles. I'm well aware of all of them, and to quite frankly with you, they're not going to get you far at all. You can get yourself far. You and the Holy Spirit can get yourself far. But guys, so where we at in the end times? Well, guys, where we at in the end times, in my point of view, through my studying, through my proofreading, we are currently in the ending of the seals. After the seals is over, the trumpets is going to happen. Right now, the Antichrist is rising. He's getting his training in right now, currently, and things like that. Now, the 144,000 right now is most likely currently getting sealed at this very moment, and things like that. So we are in this time where right now, currently, Michael and Satan is fighting right now in this war that you see in Revelation 12. They are currently fighting right now. Angels can't die. So all this stuff is happening right now. And you see one of the first judgments that's going to come in the trumpets, or whether it's during the ending of the seals, whatever, we see World War III is coming, is approaching very quickly than a lot of us predicted. And I do believe that this all fits the plan for the one world government, and things like that. So that's where I think we are at. As far as everything that is in the end times, everything is that it's developing process as far as the mark of the beast. You see all the technology getting ready. You see AI is being placed all around the world. You see biometric cameras can recognize everyone and get information just from people's faces. You see this going on, and if you do not see it, that is because America, that is destined to be destroyed, is not allowing you to see it, not promoting you to see it, because quite frankly, America would not be here to fight in the Armageddon, which is against Jesus Christ. And we're going to get more on that later on. But right now, we are in a very critical time for a lot of people, faith, and things like that, especially in America. Right now, America is this rising, feminized country that is demasculating men, and exploiting the just the masculinity, and as far as social, and there is, America has been doing this for a long time, and what is causing is this disorder, and rulership and influence. And I believe that it's took this country on a whole, but the reason why this is so important, because this country is the most it's the most influential country out the whole world. I do believe that when we talk leader versus leaders and things like that, they don't know what they're doing with President Putin at all. They can't even comprehend his moves. They are falling for everything. It's quite apparent that Russia have been prepared for these sanctions for a very long time now. And what's going on is that Putin is letting other countries see how the US dollar can be used as a weapon. Because if you do not think seizing a super power of Russia is not going to affect other countries and other businesses, you're completely ignorant. And the main strategy is, during this period of sanctioning Russia for the better good, America is trying to get the business that is being froze from Russia and get Russia businesses out of there. So by the time they sanction them, Russia is not going to have no one to give their business to, once everything's get unfroze and these roadblocks get settled. And that idea completely backfired. And actually, guys, the US dollar have been decreasing for a very long time now. This is why you see the inflation rate rising, trying to get the dollar worth more. But unfortunately, guys, we are too deep in debt. All right, and we have beef with our most importing exporting partner of China, guys. We went through a whole tariff war with China during these periods, knowing we owe them like $1 trillion worth, $2 trillion worth of debt. And that's no exaggeration. I know people just like to throw these billion, trillion, zillionaire numbers out of there to make things more dramatic. No, but it's actually 2.4 trillion, guys. We are that much in debt with China. And unfortunately, our pride won't let us see our errors. And this is when I bring up Trump. Guys, listen, Trump is known, is because, he's a businessman, and, exposed a lot of things in the presidency, concerns, and he threw a lot of people under the bus, so it made him to look like a truther, okay, and things like that, and have exposed fake news. He exposed propaganda, okay. So now with his boastful attitude, his unique ideas, and controversial ideas is very entertaining to the American public, and also is very beneficial when he's throwing all these truth out there that was supposed to be kept under the bus. But the thing is, Donald Trump allegiance was never in the political race of things. It was always business. And guys, speaking of business, his main business partners with him coming up with, it was Russia, and this been going on since the 1980s. Now, around this time, it is known that Russia have been mingling with the election to get Trump elected. Now, whether that is true or not, who cares, okay? I don't care. It's not in my time. But what is important is that how much communication have Trump been giving Russia his presidency? And I guess this is when people want to like, okay, here we go again, down in Trump. Like, who's down in anything? Guys, no matter what president we get, no matter what temporary good thing they do, temporary bad thing they do, it don't matter to me, at least, because I know where the times we are at right now. So while all of this is brewing, America is being used as this testing ground, and it's throwing a lot of distractions and smoke in the air, and it uses a lot of TV, a lot of propaganda, a lot of predictive programming, and this is why the American public cannot take a lot of things serious, because they look at the movies, they look at the TVs, and then with America never being invaded before, we got a powerful military. We do spend more than every other country on military defenses and things like that. That is a fact. We are number one in spending on that by a very large margin to the second in Russia. So we are protected by all the waters. So there's, we can, see from the far if someone sneezes, and that's all a fact. That's no exaggeration. And, we also, I believe we got the best Navy in the world. So on sitting on all of that, with the mind frame of all of that, with all the distractions going on, with all the entertainment, it's hard for us to see anything serious. Okay. Now, quite frankly, this is not a Jesus battle. Jesus is going to come during the Armageddon. This is God's judgment. This is God the Father judgment. This country, which is Babylon, don't get it mistaken, because we know in Revelation 18 that Babylon had something to do with slaves, okay? And as we know in Jeremiah 51, they was in possession of Israel, okay? Israel, Judah had to flee out of Babylon and things like that, out of the sins, okay? So all the Israel was trying to come back to Zion. That is in Jeremiah 51, because this current Babylon had possessions of them. However you take that, you can take that the way you want to. But America is unfortunately Sodom and Gomorrah, in the end times. Okay, this is what I was trying to convey in my last video. The reason why this is important, because this is going to spark everything that is being promoted through different countries under our eyes right now. And however, wherever the Antichrist come from, it's not going to be from America. And if it is, it's going to be after America gets destroyed. America, when World War III comes, okay, America is going to be the first ones to go, and all the allies in the country is going to look from the far and see the smoke, okay, of America, and they're going to tell themselves to let us go back to our own country. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. That is in Jeremiah 51. So my thing is that's most likely going to be Germany and France, because they are kind of not feeling how things are going on right now with the sanctions and things like that. Now, Russia, the Medes in Jeremiah 51, they're going to have allies, and that is clearly going to be China in this time of day. You got China, you got North Korea, and you got Iran. Alliance that never happened in history ever. They're not really alliance, okay, to be honest. So with everything going on around the world, people still cannot understand of how close we are. Unfortunately, because again, America, the spoiled America, we wasn't really involved in World War I and World War II like other countries were involved, because of the water, because of our distance, and because our neutral, and we was very neutral. But as far as with other country guys, they were both catching bodies. America never been in history of, unless we go into the war like Vietnam and things like that, where we lost and surrendered, but we never had a history of us going into a long fetched war, and both of us and our opposition is catching 50K of bodies like the next 3 months, like the Soviet Union dealt with Germany and things like that. We never got invaded like Poland. We never been in these situations. So if we never been in a situation and we're number one of these situations, then our mindset is already pride. I mean, that's America's symbol. So you put all this toxic stuff together and you get something that you're not going to see the next danger coming. And I believe that's what's going on right now with this Ukraine. We are so entitled that we are not caring of how we're overstepping boundaries right now, because we're basing our might off of influence, and that is completely very strategically wrong when you're not considering the weapons that other countries have. Or maybe America think that they just need a few powerful countries and they can do the rest, which is the wrong way to go, because they cannot mix business and the sanction stuff and all these things into military affairs. And let's be honest, we can say whatever we want to say about Russia battlefield tactics and things like that. Guys, we're not going to be facing Russia on the battlefield, okay? We're too far for that, okay? It's going to be sea versus sea, okay? It's going to be arrows versus arrows going from across the world to back. Those are missiles. And to be quite frankly with you, who is this? One of my employees texting me. Okay. And to be quite frankly with you, type of pictures that I'll get to that in a second. Because where was I at? Lordy. Where was I at? What's this thing now? All right. Cool. Love my employees. But guys, where America's at right now with other countries, guys, America have not developed greatly into ballistic missiles like other countries have, unfortunately. The countries like China and Russia have hypersonic missiles, okay, that could, now Russia got hypersonic missiles for land and sea, okay, tactical nuclear warheads within them, and they have the ability to go into different ranges where it will not be detected by America defense systems. They will go opposite directions, and even to the point they can dodge these defense intercepting missiles in the air. All right, what makes this so bad is that, guys, Russia have like 1,011 more nukes than we do. Okay, all right, and China have a big pile of range too. Of course, we're number 2 to Russia, but China, with being allied with, is just overwhelming. Okay, I would say. Also, if any invasion was to happen, China and Russia is south to us from Venezuela, because they've been camping there for quite a while. And you also have even China ships around U.S. border, if you want to look that up, very close by, well, close enough to where it can cause a conflict, but very close by to where something pops off with everything else popping off. That would definitely be something we got to fight for our lives for, a position type thing for it. Well, but that's our war talk. There's way more to Bible prophecy than that, but definitely just wanted to give you what's going to be included in the end times and not included in the end times. And America is not going to be included in the end times. So when America falls and things like that, I don't know when the nukes is going to come. I believe the invasion is going to come first. I do believe the EMP attack is going to be the first one to break it off. Then it's going to be an invasion, and then it's going to be nukes. So however it happens, I don't know what order it's going to be. But after all of this, a new world is going to open. It's going to be called the New World Order. Okay, and this is going to be a depopulation plan from all the diseases currently, from all the wars currently, from all of that, from diseases to poverty, to calculated poverty. Through sickness. Through everything, plus just the humans themselves, and far as crime rate. And then, that is being promoted throughout TV, television, and music, no matter what genre, if you want metal, if you want hip hop, whatever. So you got even crime that is a depopulation tactic. So understand that we are in a world controlled by what we will call the prince of the air, Satan. Okay, so if you thought this world wasn't being controlled by a dark power, you thought wrong. Guys, Adam ate the apple, okay? That gave all the authority to Satan right then and there, bro. So you got to understand. Also, okay, we need to understand that there is an end times that is taking place for Jesus to come back. Okay, so all this is according to what God wants and what is written, and all of it is still a test for us, because we got a lot in store after all of this is said and done. And once America gets destroyed, okay, the New World Order will come. Okay, now this is going to be a start of a world peace. From World War III, there's going to be a world peace. Okay, and this is when the Antichrist come in at. Now, the depopulation was for the Antichrist. They need a lot of people to die, okay, and things like that. So this is World War III is gonna be the biggest depopulation process after all the 5 different depopulation plans that I already mentioned. World War III is going to be like the last effect, and then that's going to be enough for the Antichrist to control the world. All right, enough, and then he's going to form this. He's going to form this one world government. Whoever this Antichrist is, I don't think he's in the spotlight now, to be honest. It could be Obama. I've been seeing a lot of things on that. I don't think it's Trump. It could be Putin. Who knows? Because even though a lot of propaganda comes from us, that doesn't mean we don't even know what the whole world thinks about Putin. But if we think of South America, they're cool with Putin. Africa, they're cool with Putin. China, they're cool with Putin. Like, a lot of people is cool with Putin, and he gets a lot of respect from the country he's from. And he have even done things like assassinate people that was in his way of power. And he's also a communist dictator. So, I mean, he could very well be the Antichrist, guys. I mean, as far as what I think about him, I think he's the most alpha male, especially in this demasculated world we living in right now. I think he's the most alpha out of all the world leaders. I do think that is definitely one quality that stands out that we haven't seen in the position of world power he's in a while. And also the fact that he is able to he's hungry enough to take over a whole country, of a whole government, with him being world power. You know, that's kind of crazy, and it's just another thing of what people is not paying attention to. He already took Georgia, Crimea, now he's going for the whole Ukraine, and he's not even using everything he got yet. And that's the scary thing about it. But you know, that's our war talk, you know. So whoever the Antichrist is, he's going to be doing a lot of hope. He's going to be doing a lot of things as far as actions, and he's going to be doing it at the time when the world is at its lowest spot. So while the world is at its lowest spot, just coming out of World War III, they're forming a new world government. During this period of this development of the one world government, is going to be involved in peace, and one of the peace is going to bring in a one world religion. Coexistent is going to completely amplify, and all of this is for sake of this peace. So he's going to take advantage of this, and he's going to be a spokesman, very charismatic. The Antichrist would be soft-spoken, but with leadership and authority. He's going to be perfect, the perfect stage presence. I mean, Satan already tested out the different personalities of these prosperity pastors, and all these false prophets that can do miracles and stuff like that on 1-800 on your TV. He have let different world leaders show themselves, and you know, give us different attitudes, what we like, what we don't like. You know, you got your Trump, the boastful but the controversial. You got, you know, the charming, you know, breaking record of Obama. And then you got the puppet figure that knows how to play the game of Biden, listening to everything, you know. So you got all these different types. You got Putin, you got the alpha, and then, you know, you got Macron, the very, you know, business-like talk guy. I think he does like a lot of good deals on a personal level when he meet with different world leaders. That's how Macron kind of stands out. But at this time, Satan already tested all the personalities and stuff, and the Antichrist is just in his training. So while everyone is at his lowest point, the Antichrist is going to be doing his thing, added with miracles and things like that. So he's going to get everyone on board, and then by this time, the mark of the beast will be ready. Now, I do believe some people will already have the mark of the beast within it before it becomes a complete rule set. So watch out for that. But I think it's going to be very obvious to some. But when this mark of the beast it's going to come with big promotion tactics. First of all, the sale of the mark of the beast is going to be superb. the promotion of the mark of the beast to this way smaller population after World War III will be superb, and the promises and the benefits of the mark of the beast will be greatly emphasized. All right, so during these time periods, understand that artificial intelligence will be at its peak, and transhumanism will also be thriving around this time period. And the mark of the beast is going to offer eternal life. So I do believe in Revelation 13. No, actually it was during the trumpets. I think it was in Revelation 8. I think it was trumpet 5. It was Revelation 9. It was the 5th trumpet. And the locusts have came, and the people who they stung couldn't die. Like, they were searched for death and they couldn't find it. So during this time, a lot of crazy stuff, transhuman will be happening. And this all makes sense since Jesus said that it'll be like the days of the Noah. So remember that back in the day that I taught in my second video of this channel very long ago, like 4 years ago, that there was Nephilims, guys, in Genesis 6. So in our modern times day, I know some people think that the Nephilims is actually are the rocks and actually are the mountains and cliffs that are in these different forests and things like that, and that they're going to come out alive one day. I heard that theory. I don't know, but I do believe that in modern times we are mixing in testing different blood and things like that, where we are testing DNA and things like that, and we're trying to make hybrids of a lot of different things. So there have been many cases that have came up about super soldiers that can see from like 2 miles away and things like that. So they're trying out a lot of different things, a lot of different experiments, and you know, if you think of things like the X-Men or things like that, that stuff actually be going on, and a lot of stuff in these movies actually be going on. But you know, we're not going to get all too far into the conspiracy thing. But with everything I said about transhumanism and, you know, how they're trying to mix artificial intelligence, you know, giving human brains to artificial intelligence and things like that, like, this is literally going on now. No conspiracy. It's actually very cool to a lot of people that is involved in that type of industry. But who knows, you know, how things are going to play out. But I do believe that the mark of the beast is going to offer some form of eternal life, and then, you know, the Antichrist is going to reveal who he is, and he's going to start to take out, you know, all the Jews and things like that. Now, he's going to go for the temple. He's going to reign as God. You know, he's going to go into Jerusalem and, you know, reign as God, and, you know, he's going to be boasting, you know, he's going to be, you know, doing all these things, you know, can send lightning down from heaven with the false prophet. And so he got all this power and stuff that Satan gave him. And so when Jesus comes down, he's going to be facing the Antichrist and a bunch of transhumanism people who accepted the mark of the beast with other humans who is dumb enough to try to war with Jesus Christ. But he is not just warring with just regular humanity at this point. When he comes down, he is everything. He is coming down. So when he comes, guys, it's going to be a big spiritual war fest, because now, since we're coming down with him, we're going to be glorified in this Armageddon. And since the Antichrist have all this physical power, now, you know, all the fallen angels who fell down to earth in Revelation 12, they are now being revealed at this time. So it's everything was going on. You got the transhumanism, you got the humans, you got the Antichrist, you got, you know, Nephilims, you got all that around the board, you know what I'm saying? And we're coming into that. This is not just the face value of today versus Jesus. Is not. So it's going to be a very crazy time. So, you know, after Jesus get, you know, a little warm up, a little sweat through Armageddon and completely demolish everybody in like 2 seconds, we will be introduced into this period of the 1,000 year. The Antichrist is going to be thrown into the lake of fire during this time. So if you say that the lake of fire is on earth, you're wrong. And then if you think the lake of fire is hell, you're wrong. And I'm going to talk about that more in a second. But so yeah, they're going to be thrown into the lake of fire, the false prophet and the Antichrist, and Satan is going to be locked up for 1,000 years. During this 1,000 years, there is going to be this big development process on the earth, and everything is going to be reversed. The spiritual world will be open. So in the inner courts, it's going to be the 144,000. The outer courts is going to be the great multitude, and the nations is still going to be their nations. The people who were beheaded out of the great multitude during the great tribulations will be kings over those who made it alive at the seventh trumpet, and will be kings over, of course, everyone who was there for the bowls on earth and things like that. So, you know, you got a nice little ranking going on for the 1,000 years and stuff like that. And so about time, let's just say we are in year 900. The year, like in the high years of the 1,000 years peace, the earth is going to be at its prime. You got animals, you know, that is tame, which means, you know, the type of food they're going to eat is like grass. So you're going to be seeing more different type of animals that have extinct and things like that. A lot of things will be developing. You'll see full capability of physical prime within humans and animals. So we will literally be seeing the prime of us. We won't be involved in war. Jesus will be the Lord over the whole earth during this period. So we won't have no arrogant, ruthless leaders. We won't have no crooked government. We won't have no different depopulation plans. We don't, you know, so our diet would be different. What we care about, our priorities would be way different. So about time, let's say the year 800 of the millennium, we're going to be seeing borderline the Garden of Eden, because remember, this is during the spiritual war. So when Satan is loosened out, he's going to deceive everyone, and everyone is going to come for Jesus and things like that. And we're just going to look at them nonchalantly from the intercourse and outer course with everyone surrounding us. We're going to look at them like, are y'all stupid? And then after that, God the Father is going to rain down fire and just, you know, go down through the whole earth. I don't know if this might take a day, this might take a day or two, but basically this is the equivalent to the Noah's flood, when God brings fire down on earth to devour everyone. So the whole earth is really going to be burnt up and messed up. So that is when the new heavens and the new earth come involved. And those who was in war is automatically going to the lake of fire. Everyone who is currently in hell is going to the lake of fire. And, you know, you're going to have a few, you know, 3%ers from the dead, you know, that's going to make it to heaven and things like that. And then on the new earth, it's going to be those who made it through the judgment of the second death, through the book's opening. And then it's going to be the 144,000, the beheaded, and those who were alive during the seventh trumpet when the rapture happened. So those are going to be the consistence of the new heavens and new earth. It's going to be still a big population, but yeah, that's going to be basically us in this new earth. So guys, let me tell you what hell is, and just in case you don't know. So guys, hell was created long ago because the reason why Genesis 1 was, you know, flooded, why all the water and stuff, because that water was used for destruction against the angelical race, all right, back in the world before this one. And this is when Satan was in his good state, all right, traveling from heaven to earth as an anointed chariot, okay, all right, and then it was life existence. So this is why when you say that the earth was only here 6,000 years, you're crazy. And we understand that these angels, if you go to books of Ezekiel, that these angels have been brought to the pits. So guys, these angels who was already here on earth, guys, have been in hell. And so guys, when you go to hell, guys, you are accompanied by fallen angels and old beings that used to live on this earth, okay? They are not the image of God. The image of God is us. It was a new type of creation. So you're going to be in hell with them. Guys, you're not going to be friends with them. They're not going to be friends with you. But the only thing is, it's not going to be a war. Well, it's not going to be a competitive war with you and those angels down there. To make the long story short, you will be getting tortured every day from every second, okay, while you are in hell, and things like that. Now, the lake of fire is going to be for the harm for you and the angels that was in hell. Their final destination is the lake of fire. And unfortunately for the humans who goes to hell, that will be their destinations too. But so that is what's really going on with that one. Now, the Jesus' second coming is going to be it is going to be basically like an alien invasion, and that's what they're going to influence people with when the Armageddon comes. This is why CERN is building these type of weapons. This is why they're trying to get different type of technology of mixing DNA, and trying to get these things like the X-Men and stuff like that, and doing all these different tactics to upgrade humanity to go into this fight, this pointless fight with Jesus Christ. This is going to be the most pointless thing ever, guys. They are doing everything they possibly can, and guys, in their mind, they really think they can war with Jesus Christ. It's the craziest thing on earth, and they are really putting in their minds that they can do this. And this is why it's very important for you to stay alert on what's going on in the world, because they're developing all this stuff now. All this stuff is planned. It's all coming together. Everything, you got to break everything down to build what you want back up. And this is what they're doing. So when Jesus comes, he's going to be known as the alien invasion. And this is what's going to give people the courage to fight back. You see it on TV now with all these movies like Avengers and stuff. You see the Transformers. That's Revelation 12. They're coming down as a star, as an asteroid, and then they come up alive. All of this is is what's going on. But yeah, so unfortunately, we are in the times that people are stupid, bro. There's nothing else to it. And hopefully, we will learn from our mistakes, before he comes back officially. And here's the thing. So you got the 144,000 who's getting sealed now. They're not going to be here for World War III, guys. The 144,000 is going to be sealed up. They're going to be protected. They're going to be in heaven watching everything, just like Jeremiah 51 said about the Israel, saying, "Let us come to Zion." That was in reference to Revelation 14. So the 144,000 is not going to be involved in all of this, but they will still be helping us, which you will see in Revelation 9 verse 4. They will still continue to be on earth, gaining the great multitude. So during this period, during the hour of trial, the Antichrist will be doing his thing, and then he will be going to war with the saints. Okay, this is the FEMA camps. All right, this is all that. So what I think is going to happen is, after the nukes, then it's going to be the invasions after the nukes, and then the invasions, they're going to take over America, and the Communist Party is probably going to create these FEMA camps. But the thing about it is, these FEMA camps is already being created because all of this stuff is planned, and this is why all these Walmarts are closing. But you know, you can call it crazy, you can call it whatever you want. It's right in your face. So you know, give your life to the Lord. Understand you got a lot of stuff in store for you. You know, but it's your choice to read about it. It's your choice to be interested. I can't do everything. I can't break an arm and a leg to try to get you to understand that we right now are in the end times. And I love each and every one of you. Peace.